So our potential first gentleman, Doug, Kamala Harris's husband, is all over the headlines right now. He is accused of slapping his ex-girlfriend. This is an ex-girlfriend from 2012. He's accused of slapping her so hard in the face that she spun around in a valet line. And this is according to three close friends.
In a valet line, so he was outside.
Yes. This is according to three close friends of this woman. Now, these three friends told the Daily Mail that back in 2012, their friend had met Doug. They met on like Match.com. They went out for a date, like a casual Match.com date. Bar, grab some food, grab some drinks, and they began dating. They were dating for about 3 months when they decided to go to the film festival in Cannes together. Now, during this film festival or after the film festival, and they were, allegedly, according to the friends, drinking, having a good time inside, so they were lit after the film festival. They were in a valet line, and they were waiting for valet, but the line was so long, this woman who is listed as a successful attorney in this article was like, you know what, I'm tired of waiting in this line. So she went up to the valet, and she tipped the valet guy, or tried to give the valet guy $100 so that they could skip the line, and I guess put her hand on his shoulder. When she put her hand on his shoulder, Doug then approached, and according to the friends, that is when he slapped her because he was upset and took it as she was flirting with the valet person. So when that happened, her first instinct, she immediately slapped him back, and then she hopped into a cab and was trying to get away from him, like trying to leave without him. But according to the friends, from what she told them, he then forced his way into the cab. Now, while in the cab, the friends say that the woman got on the phone and called another friend, another attorney friend, who is the second source in this story, and she told the attorney friend what happened. And she said that she was, and I guess the friend is like, well, where is he at? And she's like, he's right here next to me. I called you though because I didn't feel safe, and I felt like getting on the phone with someone, him seeing me on the phone with someone, would make me feel safe. So the friend is just, talking to her, trying to calm her down, because the friend says she was like crying, really upset at the time. And then they get off the phone. And then later on, because she couldn't really talk, because now her and Doug are in the cab together on their way back to wherever hotel they were staying at. Later on, she then told her friends more about the situation, and she said that he never even apologized in the cab. He only commented back about the slap that she gave him, and he made like some tennis metaphor saying, don't worry about it, you got one across the court and down the line. Now, she did detail to the friends, and had just been talking to friends about when they met. Like she said, when they met, I guess in the beginning of the 3 months, she would have never guessed that he was somebody that would have put his hands on her. She was completely surprised. Even the friends in this article quoted their time together as like, kind of like a fairy tale thing. Like, he was a great guy. They dated. He even brought, allegedly, according to the friends, she met, the ex-girlfriend met the son, his son, Doug's son, on their first date, because I guess they went to this bar and the son was like somewhere local, so they all went back to a home and were like just chilling there together or whatever. So I think that they thought that this was going to turn into something more, but at that night when that happened, the woman broke up with him because she was like, I'm not going on with this. Now, all of this is following an interview that Doug did with Jen Psaki, where she called him the perception of masculinity. And in this interview, she talks a lot about how, it's so admirable that he allows Kamala to be, Kamala, she's VP and he's first man and he's supporting her. And this is, how men should be. And he's responding a lot with like, this is the right thing to do. You should be a supportive spouse. Women should be looked at as equal, not lesser than. So then all these reports came out. And then now these reports are being coupled with the reports that came out a while back that Doug had cheated on his wife previous to Kamala. And he did attest to that. He released a statement saying that he did step outside of their marriage and that it was with the nanny of the kids.
With their nanny?
With their nanny, who was like working at the private school that the kids was going to, and that they had worked, moved past it and came out on the other side. There are reports that nanny had gotten pregnant within that time, but she didn't decide to keep the baby.
Is that true or is that factual?
I have no confirmation of that, and all of the articles only point to that being a report, and it was not confirmed in his statement because he didn't address that. He just addressed the fact that he did cheat in the marriage. And reports also say that Kamala was made aware of this when they first started dating. They also let Biden's team know about this when he first reached out to Kamala to be his VP pick. But this whole slapping ex-girlfriend thing, this is a new one. We haven't heard from anybody on this one yet.
Well, the election is 32 days away, and it's October, so you're going to hear a lot of wild stories over the next 30 days about both sides. Okay, so a story like that, right-wing media outlets will probably take it and run with it. Left-wing media outlets will ignore it.
You think they were holding that? Because it seems like for him to slap somebody, it seems like this should have came out when she was running for vice president.
And
right?
I want to say too, not to cut y'all off,
but
but
when she was running for president.
Because I know people are going to try to say this as like this is happening now because where Kamala is.
That's exactly
but
the
these three friends want to make it clear that in 2018 when Kamala went viral for going in on Brett Kavanaugh, she had told the friends then when it happened, and I guess that there were conversations then about coming out to the media, but they decided not to then. But so
I'm just surprised that when she was running for president, 4 years ago, that it didn't come out during that time.
The election is 32 days away, and it's October. Once again, you're gonna hear a lot of wild stories over the next 30 days about both sides. So a story like that, you're gonna see right-wing media outlets run with it, and left-wing media outlets will probably ignore it.
Should he address it?
I think he does have to address this.
I don't think so.
Why not? Hitting a woman with the image that they've been painting him as this like supportive man who's not afraid to
that and the alleged pregnancy of the nanny.
Well, I don't think you have to address the pregnancy because he did say that he stepped outside the marriage. I don't see what the addressing the pregnancy adds to that, but I do think he needs to speak to this. I mean, and if it happened, I don't know what will happen.
But how do you prove it happened?
No, I'm saying if he comes out and says, you know what, that did happen, and I went and got work. I mean, not got work, but I went and did the work. Whatever he decides to say, I don't know how that affects Kamala, but I think you got to say something.
I wouldn't speak on it.
Well, the woman that he allegedly slapped didn't say anything.
She
right?
declined to comment. The woman she declined to comment.
So why should he?
Yeah.
He addressed that. I think once he set a precedent. You address the cheating allegation. So if you don't address this, I mean, it's going to look like
that.
No, he did. He gave a statement to CNN.
Yeah, I never even heard that story.
Yeah, if she didn't come out, why would he? I would say, because at the end of the day, if she didn't come out, she might be triggered. I'm not going to talk about something that's going to traumatize somebody else. I wouldn't say anything either.
Well, okay.
And it's a distraction to your wife's campaign.
Distraction's already there now, though. But we'll just have to wait to see, right? We'll just have to wait to see.
You know what's even crazier? In the grand scheme of things, with all of the things that's circulating around presidential candidates, especially Trump, that's light. That ain't even I know it's on the front page of the New York Post this morning, and I know Fox News will probably run with it, but that actually is light in the grander scheme of things.
Yeah.
Well, we'll wait to see what happens, if it even affects Kamala, and also too if he speaks out.
Well, it's light because I think people are shocked by it. Like if this was Donald Trump, they wouldn't be shocked by it. They'd be like, all right.
I don't think anything is shocking no more.
Really?
I think we live in an era where everything causes outrage and everything seems shocking. Therefore, nothing is really outrageous and nothing is shocking. Like, what's the last thing you actually heard in the news where you was like, oh my God?
Baby
Especially
oil?
in politics.
Oh, you said
politics. No, the baby oil.
That was shocking.
No.
It was hilarious. There's a difference.
We are not going to be down a baby hole, slippery rabbit hole.
No,
we are going to wrap this up.
And
hopefully they wrapped it up too.
Shocking. Okay.
All right, y'all. That's it for the second hour.
All right. That was Jess Hilarious. That was Jess with the Mess with Lauren LaRosa. Now, who you giving your donkey to?
There's a man named Cody Adams. He needs to come to the front of the congregation. I have a theory, man, and that theory is Rockstar needs to push Grand Theft Auto 6 up, okay? Because people out here practicing.
Oh,
all
boy.
right? Real life practicing for GTA. We'll discuss.
All right. We'll get to that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.